My name is JT, and this is a story about how I built my homestead. Hi guys, so for today I want to cook some brisket is one of my goals. It is almost Christmas, so we want to have some brisket for the family, and this is my smoker. I'm not going to get too much into cooking brisket in general, but that's just something I want to do today. And for the house, I want to start painting the exterior. So first I'm working with the paint sprayer, and I'll be taping off a lot of things. So let's jump right into it. I'm building the fire right now. It's what usually takes the longest. So I want to get that set up as quickly as possible. Started. Alright, so I got some butcher paper here. Just gonna wrap this up. Kind of like that. Stick it right in the middle. The real trick to a fire is you want really good air circulation. Otherwise, the fire doesn't really get going. Don't judge me. I'd cheat a little. But it works. Alright, well that's going. I'm gonna go ahead and process some of the brisket that I want to cook today. It's probably the most time consuming thing that I need to do. So, give you a good view there. Now, every cook out there probably has their own methods and techniques. This method works for me. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm probably an amateur, to be honest, but okay, nothing wrong with that. Everybody's learning, right? So, this is just for the fat that I'm going to be cutting off the brisket. I can already tell this is not going to be a good brisket to smoke, but it's okay. We'll make do with what we can do. Where do we even start with this one? So in case you're wondering why this brisket looks a little different than most briskets that you get at the grocery store, this was actually a brisket that we got from our farmer. It's all grass-fed. It's very lean, and I think the processing facility just processed this a little differently than I would have processed it, but you know, we just can't be choosers. So I'm just slicing all this silver skin off. Gotta give a shout out to Franklin. I'm not actually friends with him, but I feel like I am. I read his books, bought his books. Pretty much my entire cooking technique is based off his strategy and a little bit of learning from my own oven, essentially, or my own smoker. I'm just more or less, I think the results come out great using his method. his recommendations, I should say. All right, you're good. It's one brisket processed, I believe. Let's see, anything over there? Oh, all right, cool. Grab this. All right, next brisket. Okay, so this is what you typically would see at a grocery store, in my opinion. This is USDA Prime, high fat content. Farmers, what they usually do to get those prime ratings is they'll fatten up the cows about a month or so before they go to the slaughterhouse. And this is the end result right here. All right, so I left to go to the store with the fan on, hoping that my wood would turn into charcoal, and it took a little longer than I thought it would, so I was optimistic and hoped that I'd get home in time. I had to stop up at the local home store, pick up some paint for today. I had to then stop up at 2 different paint stores to pick up some more paint, and I found out that I came home to pretty much no charcoal at all. Oh yeah, I had to stop off and get some food from grocery store too, because I didn't bring any food with me today to eat lunch. So had to actually start the fire again. So here it is again, going. It's going pretty strong. Hopefully I can get it started in about an hour, because the brisket's going to take a good long time to cook, and I'm hoping I can still work with this daylight. So we'll see how it goes. Wish me luck. All right, well that's going. Let's go ahead and give you a nice tour of the place. Here's the house. We're looking at it from the backyard. This is the master bedroom, living room, kitchen entrance, the garage door entrance right there. I built that wood rack for my smoker in the future. Just walking inside, we're gonna take a step into the garage. This is the door to the mudroom. I mean, I'm not gonna give a full tour of it, just because we're gonna you'll get a full tour of it later, because this is gonna be months in the making. So forget the tour. It's just wood right now, nothing impressive, right? Let's talk about what we're doing today. So today I was thinking about using the paint sprayer, but because I don't have very much time left in the day, and because I'm working on mainly the trim first, the trim pieces, the spray is going to help me cover up these walls and a lot more territory a lot quicker in the future. So I'm thinking, let's go ahead and I'm just gonna use a paintbrush. Let's just do that. Paintbrush is easier. I don't have to tape stuff off anyways, and there's a big debate anyways on whether or not spraying paint is easier than painting it by brush, because you gotta tape everything off. I'll do a combination of both, but for today we're just gonna focus on just the top portion right here, painting all that trim pieces, the soffit, all of this pretty much. I do need to go ahead and last time I was here I coated these cedar boards with some clear coat, which looks really good, but I didn't quite finish the cedar. You can kind of see the difference right here, where there's that little transition right there where I didn't get to finish that. So I need to finish this off real quick and make sure that all this is all protected, because this is nice cedar fir. It's a nice little entryway accent for us. So that's that. Just moving on, some more stuff for the house. Then we have all of this that we need to paint as well. So some pipes for our future water heater on the outside. It's a tankless water heater. We got nice grapefruits, so we get a grapefruit tree from our neighbor, which is really great. We need to fix that fence later on too. This is the back of the house, back of the master closet's right here. Paint all this, so we'll probably start back here because, you know, usually when I start a project, it's when I'm the sloppiest, and then we'll see how we progress through that. So, all right, guys. So we just started the briskets on the grill. It's about 12 o'clock. I'm really hoping that it's gonna finish in time before it gets dark. I'm gonna try to cook it a little higher, but we got the fire going at about 325, 300, which is definitely higher than your typical brisket. But you know, time is short today, so we're trying to finish this quick. So we'll see if I get through it that fast or not. All right, guys, it's about 45 minutes. I got about this much done. It's not much, to be honest. It's a lot slower pace than I was really hoping for. And on top of that, man, paintbrush may not be the solution. I'm not getting through. You can see it in the paint that it's coming through. Like the I guess the primer on these hardy boards are coming through, and I really don't like that. It's not a good look. So probably gonna have to do another coat just to get that nice finish on there, which I'm probably gonna have to look at a better solution. But smoker's going. We're sitting at right about 270, 267. I just dumped in 2 more logs. Got the firebox slightly opened for airflow. Smokestack fully open on that side, so getting nice circulation and controlling the temp pretty well. So that's moving along so far. I don't want to show you guys the brisket yet because needs a little bit more time in there, you know. As Franklin says, if you're looking, you ain't cooking. All right, so it's about a 1:30 right now. This is progress so far. I did figure out that if you cake this stuff on, you might be able to avoid a second coat on some of this area, but I definitely need to touch up some of this stuff here. But as far as the brisket goes, it's still trugging along. I think we're at 285 was kind of the last temperature that I had it at. Yep, 280 right now. As far as fire goes, I don't know if you can see in there. I can see it though. It looks like it's burning pretty well. Charcoals are still doing pretty good. It's actually just wood that's burnt down to the point where it's charcoal. I do need to start putting wood back in there, maybe in about 30 minutes or so, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, guys. So I changed up my game plan a little. Instead of going and caulking and painting at the same time, I just went ahead and just caulked everything. So you can see here, I went ahead and just caulked all the different seams, caulked the cracking, and I think this is going to be easier because the caulking, as I painted over it, when I put it freshly on there, it was getting ruined. So I went ahead and just did everything ahead of time, and I think now I can just go and paint it. Hopefully I can cake it on. As far as the brisket goes, we're still looking pretty good. We're about 45 minutes into the cook. We're sitting about 3:15 right now. And here's the brisket. It looks pretty good. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of bright. But that's the brisket. It's getting a nice little bark on there right now. The fire's looking pretty good. We got our water pan that's still good. And then our grill is looking pretty good too, so to be continued. All right, guys, it's 3:30. I finished most of the soffit on the back portion of the house. Looking pretty good. I got this little small corner I need to touch up right here, but for the most part, the top part of the soffit and the trim is looking pretty good. I might need to go back and do some second coats and little spots here and there, but it's I might be able to get away with this. But let me show you the brisket. We're losing daylight, so we're running out of time. We're cooking at about 270 right now, so I need to add some fuel to the flame and also add some oxygen as well, but that's what the brisket looks like. Getting a nice bark on there. It's been on there for about 3.5 hours. The back one is sitting at about 180. The front one is stalling out right now at about 160, which is kind of what I expected it to cook at. So I might be wrapping the back one pretty soon. Still looking good on our water pail. And then fire, we're still doing good on heat. Let's see here, as far as wood in there goes, box is looking pretty good. Just need maybe a little bit more airflow, get that fire kind of a little hotter. So we're looking pretty good. We'll see. All right, so I'm at a pretty good pause point right now for the paint. You can see here that I've pretty much finished all the trim work. I did an extra coat so that it covers it up pretty well. Pretty happy with it overall. Let's see here, doing pretty good over here on this side. Finished the little bottom trim. So I think the next part for me is I'm gonna tape up this window right here. I'll be spraying all of this part anyways later on in the future, but I'm trying to not get all the trim work right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and tape up this window, paint the trim on this, and then I'll just continue on. It's kind of hot over there towards the barbecue area, so I'm probably going to, if there's more time for me to work today, just continue on down this side of the house just because it's shaded and I'm not getting blasted by the sun. But as far as the barbecue goes, it's still moving along. We're like about 165 for one of the briskets. We're at 171. I reprobed it to see. It happens a lot where I just probe a bad spot that's not getting the coldest portion of the brisket. But this is I reprobed it, and we're at 170 for that one and 165 for the other, so that's pretty good. Fire's still going pretty well. I just put in 2 more logs, and I think it's time for me to eat. I'm hungry. I bought some food here. It's vegetarian. Snap Kitchen, and I didn't bring a fork, so I'm just gonna eat with some gloves, I guess, instead of utensils, you know, bring it back old school style. All right, guys, it's about 5:30. Brisket's been on there for about 5 hours and 30 minutes. I think it's time to wrap it. We're right at about 181, 183 for the 2 briskets. So far, I'm pretty much finished the trim work here. I actually decided to work on this side, mainly just because it's close to the grill, and my Bluetooth sensors were not, it didn't have the range for the other side. But this is nice now because the sun's pretty much down, and alright, so I ran out of batteries, but it's okay, I can keep going using pretty much this. Ooh, okay, better. Ran out of batteries, so it's okay, I'm recording off my phone now. Pretty much, so what we're doing here is painting a little bit more of the trim work. I did the caulking here already on most of the trim, so I need to go back and paint that. But let's go ahead and move to the brisket, because that's where the excitement's at right now. Let me go ahead and get into a better position, and I'll start recording again. Alright, so hopefully that works, for now at least. So I'm going to go ahead and get the briskets out of the oven so I can wrap them. And Alright, so we got about another maybe 2 hours or so. is my best guess. Hopefully it gets done soon because we're running out of daylight. Alright, this was my biggest worry. We're still at the house. We're about to lose sunlight and the brisket's not done. So I got the light set up right here. Luckily I have that. And we're gonna keep working. We're gonna keep working through this. It's okay. It's okay. It just means I'm gonna get home later, which sucks, but you know, it is what it is, right? Let's go. Alright guys, it is, I don't even know it. It's 7 p.m. and one of the briskets done. The other one just hit 204. I usually stop my briskets right at about 203, so we are good. Let's go ahead and pull this bad boy off and call it a day. As far as finished scope goes, we finished the trim work right here. Sorry for the lighting. I'm using my my headlamp, and we're just continuing down. But I'm tired. I'm beat. I'm ready to go and enjoy some brisket and bring this to Christmas with the family. All right. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. See you next time. All right, guys. So you thought I was gonna not show you the brisket, huh? Well, you know, joke's on you. Here it is. Juicy. Look at that. Ah, amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this away. So this, and let's go ahead and slice right down the middle. There we go. Nice bark. All right, moment of truth. Oh yeah, that looks good. Let's go ahead and cut a piece off of this little side right here. Oh, bark's a little too hard. I didn't sprint, so it's not surprised that it's kind of crunchy. Okay, so let's go ahead and do one more piece off of this. Do a quick, that's a little too thick, but we'll do a quick pull test. Oh, pulls right apart. That's it. Bon appetit.